Hello students. So today in this lecture I will take the lesson which I started in the earlier lecture forward. So as you can see, the detailed theory which I have written here is actually mentioning you the footprint of the ancient civilization, Sangeet, fine arts, and also some basic information where you are actually trying to learn something better for your examination. So students, in this lecture you can see that the Ramayana and Mahabharata are the two heaviest, we can say, and the Indian civilization's biggest epic stories which are somehow relating with the basic moral and some of the stories related with the Panchtantras, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many other story books and other relevant features of the story, including their characters or including some information, including their morals and all. Some of the many basic fact can be somehow related with this kinds of big stories only, that is Mahabharata and Ramayana, the Mahabharata and Ramayana. So if we go more further in the detail, Mahabharata shows that a basic moral of the theory. Though the enemies or though the people who are bad could be having the armies of the group, but they are not having the support of God. It means that God only supports the loyal people. This is a basic example which we learn from the Mahabharata. Before starting the lesson, I will give you the detailed theory about Ramayana and Mahabharata. So this is also showing that when Kauravas are finding their enemies in Pandavas, or we can say that when Kauravas are actually finding that their enemies are in the world are none other than only the Pandavas, the 5 Pandavas. So in the case they are going to fight with them. As well, the Pandavas are only 5 in the number but supported by Shri Krishna, and they are somehow winning the battleship also. It means that always stick to the truth and God will be always helping you. What about the Ramayana? Ramayana shows that characteristics development. If you are actually developing a good human in you, if you are actually developing a good human being in you by your nature, behavior, your observation, your guidance, and your focus about the rules and regulations like Ramcharitramanas or Ramayana, Maryada Purushottam Rama. So we need to understand that every problem will be somehow sorted out, and if you focus over the Ravana, you will be somehow destroyed also, and there will be no help by the God. So my dear students, this was the basic information about the Ramayana and Mahabharata, apart from our story, apart from our theory. But if you go more further, today's lecture is depending over the Sangeet, over the music, that is somehow fine arts, the artistic thing which is somehow developing into the wave formation. Now wave formation is also one of the things which we need to understand. Many kinds of waves are there. They are auto generated, they are generated by the human, they are generated by the kinetic forces, and also these kinds of music and waves and tarangs are developed somehow by some techniques also. But apart from, if you talk about the wave, the basic thing is that they can be categorized into the sweet wave, means they are giving sweetness to our ear whenever we are listening, and they are also trying to make us comfortable when we feel alone, when we feel happy, when we feel distorted, or when we feel separated also. So my dear student, this Sangeet means the fine arts. As you know that it came from the Panchmukh Shiv. Now what is Shiv? Shiv is actually one of the basic part of our whole systematic development of the universe as per the mythology. I am not proving my details, I am talking only with the mythology, who has developed everything. If we talk about God, G for generator, O for operator, and D for destroyer. So he will destroy also with us or to us. So here fine arts means Ramayana and Mahabharata, they develop some of the musical part. Okay, if you talk about the Sargam, if you talk about the related rags and all. Okay, so it is starting with the Sargam from Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni, and then again the first one is somehow repeated there. So if you count from here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni, and then repetition of the Sa. Okay, so this is somehow working with the lay, okay, rhythm, tal and lay. And furthermore, if you talk about the ancient civilization, they used to develop this kinds of music only to express their feelings, devote themselves to the God, and also to do something better extra in the terms of music or in the terms of Sangeet too. So, if you talk about the Samveda, we know all the Vedas are there, but specially I am focusing in this lecture to the Samveda. Shri Rag, there are different rags are there, okay? Shri Rag, Deepak Rag, Hindol, Megh and Bhairavi. These are the basic rags which are sung on a special occasion. Not only the special occasion, but also they are sung for a special time period of a day, okay, including the time period they are being sung by some of the great people who are actually pioneer of this ragas. So my dear students, these all 5 ragas are somehow related with these 5 basic theories, and from where they came? They came actually from the Panchmukh Shiva. Panchmukh Shiva means what? The god itself in the mythology has been described with the 5 faces of its own. So it is also said that this is described, and this came out actually from the Panchmukh Shiva. So this was the basic example of the ragas, Samved, okay, and then Shri, Deepak, Hindol, Megh and Bhairavi, that we need to understand. Now if you go more in the detailed form, ये तो general सा था, okay, this is general. But if you go in the more detailed form, then we need to understand the introduction of the music, introduction of the Sangeet, introduction of the all the basic parts of the Sangeet, like Sangeet Ratnakar, Sangeet Parijat, okay, and other Sangeet also. So let's take a general view about the Sangeet here. Now the introduction of the Sangeet says that in this lecture, Sangeet Makaran is the basic startup where Narad, okay, Rishi Narad Muni has describing this kind of ragas or this kinds of Sangeet also. He has been describing that in this kinds of ragas, as you can read on the board, 101 Veenas can be used, okay, or sorry, rhythms can be used, and 19 Veenas can be also introduced in that as per the theory. Narad music, okay, with the Muni, Narad Muni gave this kinds of music before many years ago, approximately like 900 years ago, okay, that started in the somehow 900 BC. And now 19 Veenas were introduced in that. Now let me define you what is the meaning of 19 Veenas. 19 Veenas means the playing style of Veena into 19 different characters, okay. 19 different Veenas can be played into 19 different characters of their own mood. So it will also describe that how nicely, how gracefully, how beautifully somehow this music is taking on an extra next level. So therefore 19 Veenas with the 101 rhymes, okay, rhythmatic rhymes, okay, it is working with the rhythms as I have written you here. So Narad Muni was pioneer in this Sangeet Makaran. So what about Sangeet Ratnakar? Sangeet Ratnakar gave from Pandit Sarang Dev, as you can see, Devgiri, okay. Pandit Sarang Dev gave this kinds of music as it is shown here, and he was from Daulatabad, that is in Devgiri. So what he was doing, you know, actually he was trying to give this music in the style of southern and northern style of the music. You will get the fragrance of both the style, southern part of the music also as well as the northern part of the music too. So my dear students, this is one of the epic music. If I talk about epic music means somehow it is getting some extra level, extraordinary level from the normal grade of the music, and therefore you need to struggle well to understand this music, to somehow use these kinds of music. So North-South Indian music was somehow related with the Pandit Sarang Dev, but if you talk about the detailed form, means who gave the aspect of understanding music in the best way in the world. Pandit Sarang Dev was involved in that, but who wrote the book on that? So that was Pandit Vishnu, and that is Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande. Now he wrote this book in such a considerable account of theory where it was known as with its uniqueness, with its betterness, and with its we can say that bestness also, where he was trying to deliver all the Sangeet Ratnakar in a unique separate music style form. Means actually he derived this music into a next level form where no any music could be somehow compared with that. So this is the basic name which you need to understand here. Always you should remember this kinds of things. Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande, okay, that you need to understand. So he gave the Sangeet Ratnakar in a unique aspect of the style where whole of the world understood that this kinds of music of India can be somehow leading with the not only the development of the numerical theories or not only the development of the human beliefs or joyfulness, but they also somehow scientifically proved that they can relax the brain, they can relax the mind, they can relax the whole of the body. So that is also stress free music. Now if we talk about Sangeet Parijat, this is a long story, but today in this lecture I'll take just an introduction about the story related with the Sangeet Parijat. And it cannot be said like a story also, it is actually theory related with the history. So now Pandit Ahobal, okay, he gave this music into 1665 AD. Okay. Now he also introduced 19 types of veenas, okay, ragas with the tunes and types also. Different people, different language, different skill and different categories of the music. Means these all three music, this all three Sangeet were somehow related with the different people, okay, different scholars. We cannot call them like a people, we can call them scholars. And as per their comfortability, as per their knowledge, as per their development, as per the truth theory, they derive this all music in their own term, in their own divisions of the sections, and also they taught whole of the world that music is not only related with the drum beats and with the dancing, it is also related with the Shringar Bhakti, it is also related with the Prabhu Bhakti, it is also related with the God and goddesses, it is also related with the separation, love and many more things. So my dear students, I hope this lecture is very helpful to you understand about the Sangeet, about the music, about the fine arts of the Indian culture and tradition. So in the upcoming lecture, we will also understand that what are the basic theories and what are the basic examples related with the Pandit Ahobal's music which he developed in 1665 AD. So we will take in the next lecture more about the information related with the Sangeet Parijat. Okay, so till then what you can do, you can just keep revising these lessons, you can just go through with the extra examples of the Google also, and also you can also start to write your notes with the detailed theories like I did here. Okay, I have not written everything here, but I just wrote some of the conceptual its features which I can make you easily explain, where you can understand also. So you can also do these kinds of theories in a notebook which will help you for your exam, or it will also help you to get a quick review. So my dear students, this lecture was till here only, and wait for the next part of this lecture where we will again start this theories in the advanced level. Till then you can take care.